Guess who's back? Me. I put the costume back on. It's not that hot out. There's a lot of shit we gotta talk about. This is probably easily my second favorite book so far. And you're gonna think I'm a psychopath because what I'm about to tell you is gonna be completely crazy. But what else is new, huh? What else is new? You've seen the rest of my shit. Not exactly sane. It's just, as soon as the gate, straight out of the gate, it's just ass whoopings. Like, I think in the first 5 pages, I took like 20 sticky notes worth of shit. You can hear me passing through all of it right now. Oh, there's so many of them. They're stuck. They're sticking to the pages. We're gonna be here a hot minute. So last we left off, it was Phineas burying his dad Eleazar at Mount Ephraim at the end of Joshua. Keep this in mind for the very end. So where do I start? So let's take a look. After Joshua's death, these guys, Judah and Simeon, if you guys don't remember, they're from Genesis. Not even guys, like the names are from Genesis and shit. They take over and beat the king of Adoni-Bezek, killing 10,000 men. They chopped off the king's thumbs and toes, and they took him hogtied to Jerusalem, where they executed him. This is in like the first, like half of the book, not even like six paragraphs in, where they're just going straight belt to ass on this. They're going crazy on this. So what else? All right. So I didn't go over this in the Joshua video, but Caleb had to defend his turf by this guy called Anak. And he has 3 sons. And then now Judah finishes off the 3 sons of Anak: Shishai, Imon, and Talmai. Yeah, I literally wrote down big parentheses. Caleb fought them in Joshua, but I didn't mention it in the Joshua vid. And there's a name change from Anakran, Hebron, into Kirath Abra. I don't know where the fuck that is. Straight up. Oh my god, I look really red. I didn't think it was that hot in here, damn. So what else? Oh, so Caleb, the initial spy with Joshua who said, hey, we got this, God's got our back, in Numbers, he's still around at the start of Judges. And he offers up his daughter to anyone who takes the city of Kirjath Scepter. And you guys want to take a guess at who takes the city? That's right. It's Caleb's nephew, Othniel, who marries his cousin. Yeah. And now, for almost a page and a half, it just goes, the tribe of Benjamin is hanging out with the Canaanites. The tribe of Dan is hanging out with the Canaanites. So they are mingling with the Canaanites when God specifically stated, hey, don't do that shit. But they're like, yeah, fuck around, find out. So already the leadership's taking a massive shit. We're already going in the wrong direction quick. Nose diving into it. Let's see what's up. Alright, so the house of Joseph the Goat wants to take the city of Bethel. They got a guy to show them the entrance to the city, like a passageway or something like that. And they let him and his entire family live, and then slaughtered the whole rest of the city. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they literally, like, executed the rest except for this guy and his family. Like the Rahab story from Joshua. I also called that shit so badly in Joshua that the Canaanite, that as soon as Joshua left, everything was fucked. Everything was gonna be fucked off rip. At least when Moses died, Joshua tried to hold it together. But now everyone's just like, yo, these old heads had no idea what they're talking about. We gotta do our own shit. It's just an ageism thing, I think. So God completely crashes out that the Canaanites aren't wiped out. So he sends an angel to smack some sense in Israel. Ooh. I wrote down in big caps, the Exodus callback goes crazy hard. Let me read this real quick. Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their God shall be a snare unto you. That was a banger bar in Exodus, and I'm so glad it came up, because the Israelites are they're literally just fucking around just to find out, and God's gonna make them find out the hard way, bro. It's not gonna be good. Oh no, bro! In big caps, 2:11. Let's take a look. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Balaam. And they forsake the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord's to anger. So they literally mingled with Canaanites, be like, yo, your gods are pretty cool, fuck our guy. Even though he literally salvaged you dumbasses from slavery in Egypt. Now you just want to be slaves to other guys, bro? Bunch of dumbasses. God does it to himself. He knows all of this shit is going to go down. He's like, they'll figure it out eventually. Alright, bro. Oh, I just said that. The next generation of Israelites forsake God in favor of Canaanite gods. So Balaam, Ashtaroth. That's right off the top of my head. I don't think I'll bring the examples down. God literally states, yo, I know y'all are fucking up, but I'll still help you if you want me. But yeah, his help is a little crazy. He just lets them get conquered by, how did I say this the first time? Mesopotamians? Yeah, Mesopotamians. For 8 years. They're literally enslaved for 8 years. And now the guy of Mesopotamia, oh my god, I had to pronounce this guy's name. I said it fast the very first time, and I was really impressed with myself. So I'm going to try to do it again. Chushan Risha Tame. Thame. Oh, it's Thame. So I'll try to spell it out. So Chushan Risha Thame is the king of Mesopotamia. And Othniel pulls back up. And he gets possessed by the Holy Spirit and completely wipes out the Mesopotamians. Like, he whoops ass. He puts belt to ass on all of them. And then after that, they had 40 years of peace until Othniel died. And as soon as this guy died, they start blaspheming again. Like, literally, the nanosecond his corpse drops, it's just, yo, let's start making idols of Baal again. That shit was sick. Bro, what? So God obviously bugs out about this and sends them into slavery to Moabites again. Now, this is going to piss me off a little bit. So, after 18 years of slavery by the king of Moab, his name was Eglon. And it turns out Eglon is the long descendant of Lot's grape baby. I can't say the actual word for that. I might get canceled. So Lot got graped in Genesis, for those who remember that bad portion of that video. That pissed me off so bad. And now we see the ramifications of it. He's just a backwards fuck. Backwards fat fuck. It's stated he is so fat that it's just, he makes me look like a swimsuit model. Let me put it to you like that. I'm a fat fuck. I'm 260. 2'6" fat fuck. This guy makes me look like a swimsuit model. So after the 18 years of getting their ass beat by Eglon, the fat fuck, this guy called Ehud, who is stated multitude of times to be left-handed. I'm assuming this is a big thing. So this could be a couple things. One, he could just be left-handed. Two, he could have some form of deformity in his right arm and be seen as a cripple and be called a left-handed man. Because, I don't know, he might have fucked up bone structure or something like that. But God chooses him to be the new judge. Oh, I'm sorry for those. Othiel was the first judge declared by God. He passed. And now this guy, Ehud, is the new judge. And so he pulls up to I want to say the summer villa of Eglon and offers him advice from God. Like the Israelite God for some reason. And Eglon was like, all right, we'll see about this. This is going to piss you off. So they did a cavity search on Ehud. So, all right, hold on. All right, so the way it's presented in the thing, so most people would draw, everyone was right-handed, right? They would draw their sword on their left side like this. Eglon he had a fucked up hand, so he would draw it like this. The dumbasses guarding Eglon didn't cavity search his right thigh, because most people only did it like this. Let me know how retarded this is, because I had to shake my head at the stupidity of this. You couldn't just do that? Like, come the fuck on. And so Ehud sneak attack assassinates Eglon. Check this out. Eglon is so fat, though he can't grab the blade. It's literally synced into his fat. And all of his organs start piling out. Like, that's how fat this guy is. I'm telling you, it makes me look like a swimsuit model. The blade literally disappeared in his fat. That's fucking crazy. And so his guards and servants were like, oh, he's probably just napping and shit. We're chilling. He locked the door. Come back in a couple hours, see if he's good. A couple hours go by. And he's like, all right, what the fuck? This is getting crazy. They unlock it and they just find him laid out. Guts everywhere and shit. And Ehud blew a trumpet to summon all of the Israelites and whooped the fuck out of Moab. And now after that, they had roughly, at least 10,000 Moabs died during this attack. So at least I wrote this part. And they had an 80-year peace after this. They were chilling. Right? And guess what? The nanosecond Ehud dies, these guys start blaspheming again. God bugs out and hands them over to Jabin, the king of Canaan, and his right-hand man, Sisera. And Sisera is like his... If you picture, remember in Genesis how the Pharaoh pretty much had Joseph being second in command? It was like that, but I guess more evil. So Sisera had an army of 900 chariots, which at the time were pretty much tanks. Pretty much the equivalent of the tank at that time, right? And they had to serve him for 20 years. Now this next part confused the shit out of me, because I've never heard of this shit in my life. Yo, women's feminism movement. How did you not grab from this? There's literally a female judge. One of the first female judge ever. And she does a pretty good fucking job. So I legitimately am a bit confused on this. I've never heard of this until I started reading this. I'm like, come on. This was there the whole time. This has been here for like 2,000 plus years. You fucking with me? So the new Judge Deborah is seen as like a literal judge. She'd be chilling under a palm tree, handing out like prophecies and verdicts and such. So one day she gets sick of the fucking of Sisera and his chariots, and like, man, fuck this. We're going to war. But she can't do it by herself. So she had to hook up with this guy called Barak, son of Abinadab, against Jabin. And the one condition Barak had was that Deborah, like from Dragon Ball. His one condition was that she had to fight on the front lines with him. And she said yes. That's a bold move. That game respects game. Come on, that was sick. So after this, they completely smoke Sisera's 900 chariot army, and he has to flee on foot. Barak is too distracted to, like, slaughtering the rest of his army to pursue him, and so he finds temperance. Is that the right word for that? Yeah, it is. To hear the Canaanite, which is the tribe of Moses' stepdad. For those who don't remember Exodus, I think it's another reason I like this. I just see a lot of callbacks from like the previous books, and it's just referencing it, and I'm just like, peak, absolute peak. So he goes into the tent of, what the fuck was her name? Alright. I didn't have the wife's name down, but I'm just gonna call her Heber's wife. Heber's wife was like, yo, don't worry, bro, I got you, don't worry about it, just rest here, I'm gonna take care of you. Oh, she took care of him alright. Literally, hold on, I think I have the whole thing. Literally driving tent nails into his temple. I'm gonna play with this now. Into his temple. And then she goes, oh guys, check out what I got, and Sisera's dead body. So they're praising her. And I also found it funny. It's just like it's literally just stated at the bottom of the paragraph this happens. He died. Like, no shit, bro. No shit, he died. Alright, what do we got? 5:11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous act of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. I don't know why I have that written down. I just thought that was cool. Oh god, I have a stupid Cardfight Vanguard reference in the Bible. So Megiddo is one of the Zeroth dragons in Cardfight Vanguard. And it's just a location in the book. I just found that very interesting. I didn't think Megiddo was from anything. I thought it was just a giant Leviathan. So after all the shit I just said, there's another 40 years of peace. And guess what happens? Deborah dies. They start blaspheming again. You're getting really sick of hearing me say this shit, I know. And guess what? They get sold to the Medians this time. Oh, 6-3? So, they're getting jumped. So when the Midianites start to enslave Israel, the Amalekamites start to jump in on the fun as well. And they start bullying Israel, and they razed Gaza to the ground. They were whooping serious ass. Oh, why is this upside down and in purple? Oh, we're gonna get to one of my most, like, top 3 worst motherfuckers in the book. He gives Noah a run for his money, I swear to God. No pun intended. So, the next judge God chooses is this guy called Gideon. And he is a known coward. So, once God chooses him, he's like, all right, I need a sign that you're actually him, and I'll do what you say. So he has this fleece, and he says, listen, if everything around this fleece, and not the fleece itself, is wet, I'll do what you say. God does it, and then he goes, okay, do the opposite of it. And God does that, and that's like, all right, you're him. Let's go fuck up those Midianites. But that wasn't a sign of faith. That was a sign of doubt of Gideon's part. He didn't have faith that this random fuck-ass voice in the sky was talking to him was actually God. Let me actually tell you word for word what I wrote down. The fleece thing was not about faith. It was about doubt on Gideon's end. He is a coward, and he needed the reassurance to act on God's word. And after he defiles a Baal statue with a bunch of his crew in the dark of night, because again, if he did this in he's scared if he does it in broad daylight, he's going to get jumped. And so he gets a new name off of this, Jerubbaal, which translates to contended with Baal. Make what you will about this. So, after the townspeople found their Baal statue fucked up, they goes, yo, who the fuck did this? Let's go hang him from a tree. And so Gideon's dad defends him, saying, yo, y'all really lost your way if you're trying to kill my son right now over a statue? What the fuck, bro? He literally just... I wish I actually had this section written down so I didn't have to look at the book and read it off you. So, after this, God tells Gideon to assemble an army, and Gideon assembles roughly 33,000 guys. 33,000 guys from this. And then God tells him, nah, that's too much. You think it'd be your own victory if there was this many guys. Let them all drink water and see, and only... So, he takes the army to a lake and drinks water. Roughly 30,000 of these guys started licking it like dogs. They started drinking it like dogs, like that. Started like licking the water, and he would only take the people that drink it like this. So that was roughly 3,000 to 700. I want to say 700 because 700 is a confirmed number we're going to get later. So after the drinking water challenge, because I think the analogy is the rest just started acting like fucking animals, and he only had the ones that had like some form of like what's the word for this? Chivalry? No. Whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I literally didn't take notes on this my first 3 times reading it because I had to make sure I was right on the shit I'm saying to you right now. Because after Gideon succeeds, he defeats the Midianites with only 700 guys, and with clay pots and torches. So banger move on his part, right? So after this, all of Israel's like, yo, bro, you should totally be our king. There's no way. There's no way you should be there's no way. Like, you literally just saved us from slavery. And Gideon goes, nah, only the Lord is our king. But make me a garment that's worth $1.8 million in today's currency, and I have that shit on. Let me actually read you what I wrote down and then explain this shit. So, I actually ran the numbers on this. Oh, I'm sorry. I said 1.8. I meant 1.3. So, Gideon tasked them to make him a garment. It's like one of the... Like, you know those things those priests wear around their, like, around their outfit, and it's like purple most of the time. Picture like an archbishop. Like the purple things they wear. You ever seen Maxwell from Hellsing Ultimate? The shit he's wearing, the purple thing, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know what the actual meaning of the word for this is. I'm sorry, I didn't state it either. I just knew what it was talking about. So that part costed them 1,700 shekels in gold, obviously. And then I translated this into our currency right now, and it turns out Gideon's fit was worth 1.3 million in gold. So instead of the gold they all salvaged after beating the Midianites, oh, by the way, the Midianites were at 135,000, and only 15,000 survived after the Gideon fight with the 700 guys. Isn't that fucking wild? I really wonder how they pulled that shit off. Then, he makes a fucking effigy of Baal immediately after this, so you already know shit's about to hit the fan again. Like, it's so crazy. And I just want to I want to make this right now. I'm only 8 chapters in. This video is like 26 minutes long already. We're a third through. We're going to be here a hot minute. So check this out. Gideon extorted Israel out of the 1.3 mil in the name of God, quote unquote. And they just like, yeah, we got you, bro. You saved us. Don't even worry about it. And he attacked at least. All right, I wrote down at least because I had to, I know if this number is confirmed. At least 100 Israelites that didn't actively help him out during his war against the Midianites. Listen, I don't know about this. Not helping out and actively, like, against you are two separate things. Me personally, I don't know. Just because they didn't help you doesn't mean they're not with you. Some shit you just gotta do on your own. Now, we get to one of the most beta cock motherfuckers in the book, and it's Gideon's son. So Gideon was classified as the new judge after he fought the Midianites, made a golden altar to Baal, and slaughtered 100 Israelites that didn't help him out during the war. It was 40 years of peace. They was chilling. And guess what? Gideon had a shit ton of kids. A shit ton. He had 70 kids. And one of these kids was named Abimelech. And let me know right now. I'll let you know right now he's a bum. So Abimelech is technically classified as a judge, even though the book doesn't actually mention it. He calls himself king of Israel. But let me tell you right now, this doesn't last long. So, Abimelech, you guys remember in Game of Thrones when, spoilers for Game of Thrones, obviously. The show's like fucking 15 years old anyway. Cersei had all of Robert's bastards killed so Joffrey can be the legitimate heir to the Iron Throne. He does the same shit with his own brothers. Except they're not bastards. He's the bastard in this. Actually, no. It is a fucking Joffrey scenario. Because he's the bastard in this scenario. Wow, that's fucking crazy. And the guy's name is Abimelech, meaning, like, I am king. That's what his name translates to, apparently. And so he's just a bitch. He's bitching out to everybody. Like, if you're not with him, you're against him. So he slaughters all of his guys, except for one guy who has a tree analogy. I'm actually going to read the tree analogy. Because I want y'all to figure out what this means, because I'm a little confused on it. And when they told it to Jotham, it's Jotham. That's the youngest one that was in hiding for... I don't know how he caught wind of that, actually. Wait a minute. How the fuck did he catch wind on this? I don't know. He just wasn't there when the rest of his family got slaughtered. And when they told it to Jotham, he went and stood in the top of Mount Gerizim, and lifted up his voice and cried and said unto them, Hearken unto me, ye men of Shechem, that God may hearken unto you, And this is where the tree shit pulls up. The tree went forth on a time to anoint a king over them, and they said unto the olive tree, Reign thou over us. But the olive tree said unto them, Should I leave my fatness, wherewith be by me they honor God and man, and go to be promoted over the trees? And then the trees came and said to the fig tree, Come thou and reign over us. And the fig tree said unto them, Should I forsake my sweetness and my good fruit, and go to be promoted over the trees? And the tree said to the vine, Come thou reign over us. And the vine said unto them, Should I leave my wine, which cheereth God and man, and go to be promoted over the trees? And then said all the trees unto the bramble, Come thou and reign over us. And the bramble said unto the tree, If in truth ye anoint me king over you, then come and put your trust in my shadow, and if not, let fire come out of the bramble and devour the cedars of Lebanon. I don't know what the fuck this means. I think I got the last part. I think I figured out the last part. I don't know what the rest of it means. Let me know what y'all think this is, what I'm about to tell you next. So Abimelech, after slaughtering the rest of his family, claims himself king of Israel, and no one's really there to fucking debate him on that. He's just a fucking beta cuck. I don't really have... Like, everybody, like, all the minor tribes are coming over to, like, well, like, all right, Abimelech. Oh, yeah, we love you, Abimelech. You're so cool. You're so cool and awesome to have all our kids. I literally didn't write any notes in this history because I remembered most of it. That's pretty based on me. So, in Abimelech, there was a alright, so there was a big tower in Shechem that a lot of Abimelech's, what the fuck is the word? Opposers? I'm gonna use that. Opposers were in, and he was gonna siege the tower. And this young girl pushes like a 10,000 pound, what was it actually called? I'm on the page for it. It's called a milestone. It was called a milestone. She was at the top of the tower and she pushed it on him. And it fell and it was going to kill him. And Abimelech was such a bitch that he didn't want it written down that he died by a woman. Again, two women representations. What's going on here, feminism movement? You ain't doing shit. Equal rights, equal fights. So he goes to the guy next to him and was like, please kill me so it'll go down in history that I died by as a man. But he went out like a bitch. Completely. He completely went out like a bitch in this instance. And then there's going to be a very brief, like literally a sentence worth of two guys. And after Abimelech, there rose to defend Israel Tola, the son of Puah, the son of Dodo, a man of Issachar, and he dwelt in Shamir in Mount Ephraim. And he judged Israel 23 years and died and was buried in Shamir. And after rose Jahir, a Gileadite, and judged Israel 22 years. So literally two judges just went by and gone and by, just like that. So, after Jair died, they started blaspheming again. But this time, it got to the point where they started worshiping like motherfuckers I've never heard of. Like I said, Balaam and Ashtaroth earlier. Then there's Syria, Zedron, Moab, Ammon, the Philistines. Everyone but God. Then God was just simply fed the fuck up. And I'm gonna actually read you what he wrote down, bro. I'm gonna read you what he said. Ye have forsaken me and served other gods. All right, hold on. Let me start at 12. No, let me start at 11. And the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Did I not deliver you from the Egyptians, the Amorites, from the children of Ammon and the Philistines, all the guys I just mentioned. The Zidonians also, and the Amalekites and the Mennonites did oppress you, and ye cried unto me, and I delivered you out of their hand. Yet ye have forsaken me, and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. I'm sorry, if I heard that shit from the sky, I would be shitting bricks. I would be so fucked. It would be so fucked. So, and there was no, and after God said this and dipped, the children of Ammon pulled up. He's like, yo, you're our shit. You're our bitches now. And then I want to say, all right. It was like solid 20 years. So the next guy in charge is Yeftaf, because PH is an F, right? Yeftaf, yeah. So this guy is going to be a bit controversial. We love controversy out here. Yeftaf is a literal bastard child. So in God's eye, remember the whole Noah situation? That's why. Because it didn't make any... Alright, I'm going to go on a small tangent. So there's a interpretation of what happened, of Noah crashing out on Canaan, that Canaan is the bastard child of Ham and Noah and his mom. When I heard this, I was rather infuriated. Obvious reasons. So, again, Noah crashed out on a baby. That bottom line. The kid could have just been a good noodle. You could have just raised him right. Dickhead. Whatever. So this guy is a literal bastard, and he gets ostracized by the rest of his family, and becomes essentially like a bum. He's essentially a bum. Like a bum henchman. Like bum mercenary. On bum shit for a certain period of time. It's so after him getting ostracized doing his own thing, it makes a bit of sense that he wouldn't know anything about like the Israelite like OG God. And he doesn't fully comprehend what like the differences between him and other Canaanite gods are. So the elders of Israel pull up to him and be like, listen, bro, we're in dire need of a leader, and we want you to be it. So they had to be really bad if they're literally down bad enough to go to this guy. It's essentially like one of those old war movies, like when the retired soldier pulls up. He's like, oh, I'm a man of peace. I'm done killing. And then the general just goes, think of your like, you're like, oh no, they got your family. No! You know, like some shit like that. And he's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. But as long as you have to name me head honcho afterwards. And I'm like, all right. So this is an odd exchange in the book. So 11:17, then Israel sent messengers into the king of Edom, saying, let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land. But the king of Edom would not hearken unto thou. So another numbers callback where Moses hit up the king of Edom, and the king of Edom was like, yo, you better pull up with sword in hand. I ain't letting shit pass my land. Click. And now this history repeats itself once again. I thought, again, when you call back to shit, it's just my favorite. So the kingdom of Ammon. Oh, it turns out the children of Ammon are descendants of Edom. All my favorite guys from Genesis, all the descendants are just pricks. Inbred fucks. You hate to see it. You fucking really do. Also, I want someone has to know. Someone's got to answer me on this. Japheth was exiled, right? How the fuck is he so well educated? What do I mean by this? So I actually ran the numbers on the years that transpired up to this point. So in Joshua, I think Joshua 10:14 or 14:10, it stated that Caleb waited 45 years for his claim, to make his claim. And then after this, he had to have been 85. He's 85 right now. Joshua dies at 110, meaning 30 years had been passed because they're relative to each other. So in the start of Judges, Caleb should be 115. And then after they were enslaved by the king of Mesopotamia, Chadhurashim, there was no more mention of him. So meaning he had to died off screen. So meaning Caleb, I'm guesstimating Caleb died at 119 years old. Because I'm just going to say he died midway through the Mesopotamia slavery shit. If that makes any sense. Now here is the math. I'm going to actually explain to you how I came to this. So check this out. They had 8 years Mesopotamia, 8 years of slave Mesopotamia, 40 years of peace, so 48 years so far, 18 years of slave, 66, 80 years of peace after that, 146, 20 years of slavery to the king of Jabin and his right-hand man Sisera, so 166, another 40 years of peace, 200 years, 206, 7 years of slave as Meridian by the Midians, 213, 40 years of peace, so 253 by Gideon, 3 years of Abimelech being a dick, so what did I just say, 256? Now 18 years of slavery against the kings of Ammon. I hope you all have a calculator out. I did this in my head. 274, then 45 years of peace adds up to 319 years of history. From the start of Judges till this point in the story right now. I want to know how the flying fuck how he knows all of this shit. Because he was ostracized. I'm assuming he left at like a young man, 18 or something like that. And afterward, there's no evidence of him like educating himself. So either the elders just hooked him up with all of this info off rip, or I don't know what the fuck is happening. Because the Holocaust happened like 80 years ago, and people think it's fake. So how the fuck does this guy have all of this info down? Like, do you see what I'm saying with this? Like, there's some form of disconnect that I personally can't see. Because Japheth completely schools him on Israel-Canaanite history in a position where I don't think he should have. And the children of Ammon just left him on red. Let me know if I'm bugging on that. Because that was a complete history. This is also going to come up later. So keep 319 in your head for a little bit. With all the other numbers I added. Because I only did it up to this point. And so, Japheth just completely domed the... Oh, hold on. Oh, I did not write any of that. So I have to stay on this page. So Japheth makes a vow unto the Lord that, hey, when I win, you will get the first thing that... if you give me the Ammonites, like the children of Ammon, if you deliver them into my hands, you shall get the first thing that greets me when I come back. And we're going to get into this. So, Jephthah completely smokes them. 20 cities in all. He smoked 20 children of Ammon cities. It was a great slaughter. And they were subdued, and the Amorites were done for. So Japheth came home, and his only daughter came to greet him. I was like, "Hey, Dad, how's the war?" And he's literally crashing out. He's literally bugging. No! No! Now I gotta sacrifice my daughter to fucking God. No! That's how I interpreted it initially, but there are other interpretations saying other ways. I don't know. So there's one interpretation that he sacrifices his daughter to God, but God doesn't want human sacrifices anyway. This is what I'm saying. Yaphath should be ignorant as fuck, because he treats big God like other Canaanite gods. You see what I'm talking about now? Like there's some form of disconnect, and I had to reread this shit a lot. That's why I don't have many notes on it. I know most of it. So and you know what's crazy? The kid's cool with it. He's like, all right, Dad, I know I don't want you to break your vow. I'm just gonna go hang out with my friends in the mountains for 2 months. So I just kind of wish I. Oh shit! I just figured it out. Yaphath had to make this girl a priest. Oh my god! I just got it. I just got it in real time. Wow. She had to mourn her virginity on the mountain. Oh my god. First thing that greets me, I will put in your name. Yaphath's daughter's just a priest. Or something like that. I'm glad I clarified that for myself. Wow. That's fucking sick. I learned that in real time on this video. That's fucking awesome. Oh, I have a lot of notes. Oh, I have 3 notes on 1 page. This is good. A lot of shit I had to go down. Let's take a look. So the tribe of Ephraim, they got pissed at Yaphath. You're not going to believe this. For not inviting them to go to war with Ammon. But he fucking did. And they left him on red. So he's like, fuck it, I don't need you guys anyway. Let's go. I'm going to go whoop their ass. So he gets pissed at them. And he crashes out and slaughters 42,000 Ephraim. And the way they did this was actually rather ingenious for the time. They used accents on certain pronunciations of certain words to decipher who was from what tribe. So they had to use the specific word. Starts with an S. I didn't think I wrote it down. Where the fuck is it? I think I passed it. I did pass it. I figured it out. So the word was Shibboleth, but the way the Ephraimites pronounced it was Sibboleth. There's no H in their version. So they were able to decipher this. They were able to figure out who was Ephraim and who was from Yaphath's crew. And then after this, Yaphath judged Israel 6 years, so 325. And then he died and was buried in Jalad. Now Elon, not Musk, judged. Wait, hold on. These are in reverse order. Yeah, these are in reverse order. I'm sorry, fucked up. Now after Yaphath, Ibzan becomes new judge. There's not much info on this guy really, aside from he has 30 sons and daughters. He sent them to spread his seed across multitude of nations. And then he judged Israel for 7 years. And then, oh my God. They were sold into slavery into the Philistines for 40 years. So what I just say, 325? Make that shit 365 right now. After Ibzan died, let's just say he used his power as a judge to gain more power for his family. So not a boss move, but it's a boss move for the family though. So 325. So 365. After Ibzan died, so we're at 365. So Ibzan died then after the 40 years, meaning these judges, what I'm about to say, takes place during the Philistine occupation. So this guy, Elon, not Musk, did 10 years. Then Hillel judged 8 years. Also, this guy, Hillel, had 40 sons, 30 nephews, 70 ass colts, meaning donkeys. And then, for some reason, it's stated his kid, Abdon, died when he was in Parathon. How the fuck? So there's like, what'd I just say? 22 years of unaccounted shit. Until we get to this guy called Samson. And now, I just picture this guy like Brock Samson from the Venture Bros. You're just going to have to look up who that is. I don't know if I want to put clips in or not. Now, this guy is classified as a Nazirite, meaning he would... Alright, so apparently the Nazirite vow is supposed to be a temporary buff, but his mom wanted to ensure his greatness, so she made the vow for him while he was in the womb. So he was just literally born different. Literally built different. Unironically. After this, so Samson gets his powers by 3 things. 1, you can't cut his hair off. 2, you can't have anything off the vine. 3, oh shit, I blanked out on the 3rd one. Shit. Oh well. Oh wait, I wrote it down. Oh, he can't interact with dead bodies. This is going to be important for what I'm about to say later. So as long as he does 3 of these things, he's good. He's very, very strong. So at one day, God comes across this Samson comes across this lion, and he 1v1s it. He's so tough. He 1v1s a lion. It's pretty metal. It was pretty metal. What else did I write down? So, let me just tell you some of the feats he did. Oh wait, before I go on more on Samson, this guy I'm about to talk about, it was way later in the book, but for some reason I wrote it down right here. So this guy called Shamgar, he should be after Othniel. He kills 600 guys with an ox goad. There's literally a single paragraph about this guy, and nothing happened after that. That was pretty base, though, I can't lie. So let me tell you some of Samson's feats. He killed 1,000 guys with a donkey jawbone. He ripped the front hinges off a town, and he killed that lion with his bare hands. And now, after that shit, Samson is fiending for a Canaanite woman. He's fiending for it. He's itching for some Canaanite hussy, you know what I'm saying? So, his parents are just like, yo, dude, do you not want like any other Israelite woman? And he's like, no. Dad, this one's hot as fuck. He's hot as fuck, Dad. I want him, please, yeah. And so they're like, all right, son, here you go, have fun. So, they're at like a family banquet, and he rage baits her family with a riddle. Let me tell you with a riddle, and I want you to see if you can figure it out. Out of the eater came forth meat, out of the strong came out sweetness. And he made a bet with these guys saying, hey, you guys got a week to figure out this riddle. If not, you guys got to give me 30 pieces of garment. And so his wife is literally shedding tears of despair that Samson didn't reveal the answer to the riddle to her, and the rest of her family or the Canaanites pull up to his house like, listen, if you don't tell us the answer to this fucking riddle, I'm gonna burn you and your wife to the fuck in your house, you and your wife to the ground. Over a riddle, bro. Listen, I don't know about this. That was pretty disrespectful. And he's like, all right, you want to strike, make a strike against me? All right, bet. So his anger was kindled. He slaughtered 30 people. He slaughtered 30 Canaanites and took their clothes. You're like, all right, you want the fuck? Here's the answer to the riddle, dickhead. And he just threw them at you. And his wife was given to his companions. And then apparently this was greenlit by Samson's wife's dad. And so Samson goes to him and he's just like, bro, what the fuck? And her dad literally said, I verily thought that thou hast utterly hated her. Therefore I gave her to thy companion. Is not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her, I pray thee. And so Samson's like, man, fuck this. But he pissed off the Philistines during all of this. So they hire a harlot to get all of Samson's secrets. Does anyone want to take a guess what this harlot's name was? I'll do a little sing along. Fuck it. So it goes, hey there, blank. What's it like in New York City? You know that Delilah. The name was fucking Delilah. You probably didn't get it. So Samson, like a dumbass, actually tells her what makes him super strong and super weak. 4 times. 4 times he did this. And I just had to sit back like, you dumb motherfucker. So the Philistines literally shave him completely bald and use him as a slave for grain. I have big caps. Yeah, no, what I just said is literally in all caps at the bottom. I didn't even think about that. It's literally just Samson sold himself bad. I don't know why the fuck he did this. So what else we got? So Delilah sold him out for 1,100 pieces of silver, and I ran the calculation on this. It turns out that averages between 75K and 100K. I just met it in the middle and did 87.5. So he sold out Samson for $87,500. Keep this number in the back of your head also. They shaved him, gouged his eyes out, and literally made him slave for grain. But afterwards, they're like, fuck you, Samson. And they forgot about him. And then his hair started to grow back. I think you can see where this is going. After partying their victory, they brought him out as like entertainment. And you know that strongman challenge when they have to hold 2 pillars? When they gotta hold the 2 pillars? That originated from this. That's fucking crazy, right? I would have never expected that. So after partying and worshiping Dagon, some people may think Dagon is the this is gonna sound so weird. Dagon is the final villain of Ben 10 Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, or Ultimate Alien probably. He's literally the giant squid-looking motherfucker. He's on some Cthulhu shit. So yeah, I literally wrote down that strongman test thing where they literally hold him. They usually have to hold 2 giant pillars together. And Samson, during all of this, asked God for strength. And he literally brings down the house where this whole party was. And he killed 3,000 men, Philistine men and women with this one play. So he went out like a G. I thought that was pretty sick. And he was a judge of Israel 20 years. So we're at what, 385 right now? I haven't seen anything to refute that. Alright, what else? So now we come up to this guy called Micah, who I speculate is the bastard child of Delilah and Samson. And you're going to see why in a minute. Because Micah steals the money from his mom of 1,100 silver, which is 87.5K. Come on now. I'm no genius. I can put two and two together, though. And so he's like, oh, thank the Lord, my son was gracious enough to return this money. And then she took 200 out of that. So they have 900 silver left. And he starts, and she's like commissioned molten images. So, like, not in the name of, like, I don't know. It's just molten image and a graving image. And then this guy, just called the Levite, pulls up. Alright? And he's like, hey, I wish to sojourn here for a little bit. And Micah's like, yo, I could use you as my personal priest. You're free to stay as long as you want. Blah, blah, blah. And the Levite's like, you know what, bro? Fuck yeah, let's get it. Let's hang out, bro. And so they teamed up. And it's stated a lot in the, like, 5 times in the next 3 to 4 chapters. In those days, there was no king in Israel. And in those days, the tribe of Dan, of the Danites, sought them an inheritance to dwell in. Not that last part, just the very half part. Like, in those days, there were no king in Israel. So the Danites, again, they're one of the 12 tribes of Israelites, they have no real inheritance. So they're kind of pissy. And the Danites sent 5 guys, not the place, to like scout out the land and see if there's anything that we can, like, the Danites can inherit. So 5 of them went up to Micah's house and they met the Levite, and he's like, hey guys, just leave in peace, we don't want the smoke. There's nothing for you here. And then they're like, alright bro, we'll dip. Then they report back to, like, their main headquarters or wherever the fuck it was. Let me see what's in this. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so they have no inheritance, send out the land, and run into Micah and the Levite. And then the first time they can encounter, they're like, yo, leave us in peace. So, after this, oh, it's upside down, hold on. After that brief interaction, the 5 guys regroup with the tribe of Dan, and they sack the city of Laish. L-A-I-S. L-A-I-S-H? Laish? How the fuck? Let me know how you pronounce this. And then they come back, and they send the block on Micah, and rob him of everything they got. And they brought it all to the capital of Shion. Now, I have no notes for the last 3 pages, because what I'm about to tell you is straight off memory. So, after the tribe of Dan rob and mog Micah and the priest leaves and sojourns in this place called Gibeash. I'm not looking it up. You know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. So he has a concubine with him, and they're trying not to sojourn in Canaanite cities, and they go to an Israelite city located in the tribe of Benjamin. Again, Gibeash. Oh, there it is. I said it. So they're chilling in the city of Gibeash. This old guy invites them in. He's like, hey guys, I'm glad to help you all out. Don't worry about it. Then these 5 guards start banging on the door on top of on this guy's house. He's like, listen, we saw a guy go in there. We want him, and we're going to diddle him. So the old guy's like, yo, that's full-blown blasphemy, bro. We can't be doing shit like that. So he throws the Levite's concubine outside. And they diddle her all day and night, and she dies off it. And the Levite opens the door and she just finds her body right there. And he's just like, what the fuck? So this is even more what the fuck move I'm about to say. He chops up the dead girl's body and delivers body parts to each head of each tribe saying, yo, 5 guys from the tribe of Benjamin literally raped and killed my wife. I'm canceled anyway, I don't give a fuck. So I need to figure out who done this. It's a fucked up call to arms. And I literally have the last sticky note I wrote. So all of the tribes of Israel gather for this. And they're like, yo, who the fuck among us could have possibly done this? This was vile as fuck. And so the tribe of Benjamin was unwilling to let these 5 guys that did this go to hand them over. So they literally go to war over 5 diddlers. Are you for real? Are you for real right now? I don't know. I don't fucking know. They're bugging. They're just full-blown bugging at this point. And so there's a literal civil war because of this. Over 5 diddlers. Oh, because Benjamin didn't want to hand over 5 diddlers. I wish I made this up. They literally go to war over Israel. And the Benjaminites are winning. It's like 426,000 to 26,000, and they're fucking winning. And this was and now here comes the biggest bombshell out of Judges, I think. It turns out Phinehas, Aaron's grandson and the son of Eleazar, is alive. And he's been chilling on Mount Ephraim for over 385 years, guarding the Ark of the Covenant. Just by himself, chilling. It's literally him, the Ark, and God. So he literally witnessed Israel get enslaved all the times. He saw all of Judges go down. All of it. And he was literally waiting for God to greenlight him to strike. And God didn't think it was necessary for him to do anything until the tribe of Benjamin started to act the fuck up. So let me know what I don't know. I like him. He's pretty based. But what the fuck, Phinehas? You were just chilling on Mount Ephraim for damn near 400 years? Actually, it was stated at the end of Joshua that he was already on Mount Ephraim. So, oh my God, he was on there for 400... He was 425 years. Chilling on Mount Ephraim. With the Ark of the Covenant. So he comes down and completely decimates the tribe of Benjamin to the point where there's almost no tribe of Benjamin no more, and the remnants of the tribe flee to this rock called Roman, 2 M's in the middle. And so they gather, and then he fucks off. He fucks off immediately after this. I don't know what long con God has planned with Phinehas, but fuck me. That was a banger reveal. I thought that was really sick. Oh, God. And so after this, all the other tribes decide to figure out what to do with the remnants of Benjamin. And they obviously be like, all right, they clearly lost their way, right? So we can't fully integrate them back in, so we gotta do it bit by bit. So they try to slide them like women so they can reproduce and populate. And eventually gets to the point where they get to like on speaking terms with each other again. And then at the end of the whole thing, it's stated there's still no king of Israel. The tribes aren't fully unified yet. And now, and that's how Judges ends. Phineas smoking the fuck out of the Benjamite, the tribe of Benjamin, and then fucking off. So now y'all probably thinking, that's a lot. That was a lot of shit. And now let me try to explain to you why I think this hits home for me. So, if you notice, with the Levite, the same thing was going to happen to Lot in Genesis. That's right. If those two angels weren't in Lot's house, they would have came in there and diddled Lot and his family. We were shown what would have happened right now to Lot if he wasn't in God's grace. If fucking Abraham didn't vouch for him, he would have gotten gang diddled with his kids. But instead, he just got diddled by his own kids. I think it's my favorite because the ramifications of previous books come back. Like the king, like Edom, like the king of Edom's like, yo, fuck you, Moses, click. It comes back to bite him because the children of Ammon are Edom's descendants. And they fuck themselves on that. And then God quotes Exodus because the Canaanites are going to be like a thorn in their side. And now what's like the main takeaway from Judges, I want to think? The Israelites have lost their way so much, you can't differentiate them from Canaanites. They're essentially the same motherfuckers. But God still chooses these guys. He will actively let them go through hardships to be better. An attempt to be better. But the cycle had repeated itself for hundreds of years. And he's still doing it. And I assume he's still going to do it after this. After the next chapter. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I'm not even reading it today. I'm trying to make this video before work. But yeah. Let me know what you think. I don't know what else to really say about this. Aside Phineas, what the fuck were you doing? For damn near 400 years chilling on Mount Ephraim, bro. He was literally lying in wait like a predator. I don't know. I'm going to end this video because I don't know what else to say anymore. I'll see y'all next time. Later.